Well, we know the Yama boss is coming out on Wednesday this week, and this is all about the contracts that the boss will pretty much provide. So let's take a look at it. I haven't yet. So yesterday, speculation about Yama's contract system hit an all-time high. We wanted to clear some bits up ahead of release to make sure everyone's on the same page and understands exactly what these are and what they are for. So what followers is a section from Wednesday's blog. There may be some changes between now and then, but we think this covers most of the important bases. So additionally, sharing this information now gives us the opportunity to answer any lingering questions you may have in the next week's game update blog. So we're happy to hear what you have to say, and we'll aim to address what we can as Yama releases on Wednesday, May 14th. So what are they? Contracts are tradable agreements. Think about that, tradable. That you can bring to Yama. Sign on the dotted line and he'll show you a little more of his power in a more challenging fight, with some kind of guaranteed reward up for grabs if you prove successful. I'm assuming these will be similar to like the Desert Treasure 2 Awakened bosses. Maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of sounds similar to that with the tradable contracts. Maybe some guaranteed reward, right? So this means that upon obtaining a contract, you'll have to weigh up whether or not you think you can beat it in a single attempt, or play it safe and sell it to another player instead. So it looks like you will get this as a drop. Like this contract will be an actual drop. You pick it up. I don't know what the value of these will be or whatever, but it looks like you can sell it to another player, or you can actually do the contract for a guaranteed reward if you're successful. So to be clear, Yama in his base form is the intended experience. So that's how most people will actually kill the boss, camp the boss, etc. And is how the overwhelming majority of players will engage with the boss for most of the time they spend engaging with it. So contracts are an added layer of spice on top for players wanting to push themselves. But the encounter, its rewards, and time to complete are all built off of the base experience first and foremost. So it's just for the players that want to go above and beyond. They've mastered all the mechanics and they want more of a challenge. I would say 5%, maybe 10% of people will ever even try these contracts. So there are at least 7 bespoke contracts at the moment. So yeah, there are different ones, of course. Yama will show off more of his power regardless of what contract you've signed, but each bespoke contract should change the way you approach the fight fundamentally. And each of them offers a different reward. Okay, so it looks like if you want to go for the full completion, you'll need to get 7 different contracts and do 7 different boss fights with different mechanics, and each one providing a different award. That is really cool, to be honest. I already know it's something I'm not going to be doing because that sounds crazy, but I like the idea of it anyways, especially for those players who want to go above and beyond. So this reward is fixed for each contract, and you'll know what's at stake before the fight even starts. So meaning, complete this version of the fight and you'll walk away with this. They are not a make the flight slightly harder and unique, slightly more common kind of system. So it's one of those things where it's like if you say defeat Zuck, you know you'll be getting the Infernal Cape. Similar to Jad, you know you'll be getting the Fire Cape. It's kind of working like that, which is cool. I always like guaranteed things, right? Rather than, going dry for a Twisted Bow for over a year. Okay, so it looks like these are what the contracts sort of look like. So contract terms, some of the restraints on Yama's strength will be removed, blurs the rest out. If you succeed, you will receive. So it's kind of funny how they blurred out like the whole thing and then even the reward. So the kicker with contracts is that you'll have to take Yama down by yourself. So this is no duo, right? This means no getting a friend to carry you, but more importantly, we wanted to steer clear of figuring out how to handle 2 players with the same contract. Do they do the fight once and get a reward each? Do they have to do the fight twice and risk falling if one of them underperforms in one of the fights? Does it feel good that Irons need a specific contract to tackle stuff with their non-Iron pals? I don't know. It's one of those things where no matter what, if you let two people do it, somebody will get carried. That's kind of just how it is. And again, the whole Iron thing, if you want to do it with your friend, you need to get this contract. You may not be able to get it. I don't know. I kind of like the whole solo aspect for these contracts. So we think the easiest path forward to avoid friends potentially having adverse interactions with each other while fighting what's supposed to be a fun boss. Perhaps we're wrong on this and we're open to adjustments once people have had time to get to grips with them, but for now we reckon this is the most sensible approach. I totally agree with Jagex here. With Wednesday's release, you'll be able to obtain contracts and see what the rewards are, but Yama has jumbled his terms illegibly. They'll be revealed when contracts are turned on. We're aiming to enable contracts fully next Friday, May 23rd, giving us time to fix any issues or bugs with the core Yama fight, and allow players time to stock up on them in advance so that any competitions for a world first aren't reliant on getting lucky and being one of the first players with a specific contract, because that's kind of how that whole system works, right? If it's a RNG drop to get it to actually take on the fight, it's like whoever's lucky and good at the game will kind of get the first of it, but it's more so whoever's lucky, right? Yeah, that's kind of funny. The added benefit here is that you get Friday and the whole weekend to grind or watch the chaos unfold for yourself, and some time to get to grips with the core mechanics of the fight, similar to the late activation of Awakened variants for the Desert Treasure 2 bosses. Yeah, I do really like this approach. I like that they want to kind of focus more on the boss, fix any bugs or issues with it, and, get to really the contracts and the specifics after. So how do I get them? You'll obtain a good number of contracts from Yama himself. We expect that you'll passively accumulate a nice stash of them on your way to ticking off those collection log slots. Alternatively, you can target farm certain contracts with a lower intensity method if you're willing to help Yama out. So his demons have gotten lazy and could do with being kept on their toes. Chat to Yama and learn a little more about exactly how you can help him out. The long and short of it is that by killing demons in the Chasm of Fire in specific ways, you'll have a chance of getting a contract as a drop. To keep you on the right track, Yama will display a glimpse that indicates how he'd like you to dispatch of his slackers. Perhaps as simple as kill it with magic or kill it while bound. More active methods of dealing with them result in better odds at contract drops. So this target farm method is there for you if you're looking to chill and stack up some contracts for yourself, or if you've used all of your stash from Yama himself and still need a couple of attempts. Though it's worth noting that some contracts, particularly those with guaranteed tradable rewards, can only be obtained from Yama and won't be available from the common Chasm Cannon. So it's one of those things, right, where I like the fact that there are only going to be the best ones from the actual boss himself, and you can't just, kill some demons on the side and make a lot of money or get a guaranteed drop, because that really wouldn't seem right. But an added benefit here is that doing a Demon Slayer task in the Chasm should be more appealing for players who just want to sell contracts on. So even if Yama is out of your reach for the time being, then you'll still be able to benefit. So they want it to be available and to benefit all players. So you can do your Greater Demons, Black Demon Slayer tasks down here, get some of the contracts, sell them, and profit from this update. So yeah, I like that quite a bit. On top of this, it's an easy lever for us to tweak and make more or less rare if the balance feels off. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the volume of these entering the game, their prices, and the feel for irons. So one thing we will be sharing is the contracts for the cosmetic upgrade variant of Oathplate armor. Radiant Oathplate cannot be from these demons. We expect this means they'll be in greater supply than Awakener's orbs, and that trying your hands on these contracts shouldn't break the bank like the chase for the Sanguine Torva, while also being much more chill farm for irons than spending hundreds of hours taking on bosses for any meaningful number of attempts. So this system does share some similarities to an Awakened Orb system, but differ in a number of ways. Contracts for cosmetics are targetable, farmable, and will likely end up much cheaper than orbs, while rarer contracts will guarantee some kind of tradable reward that will make them more than worth the initial cost, meaning it doesn't feel like a waste to keep coming back. So imagine you can get this contract, for example, for 50 mil, and it guarantee drop will be 100 mil, right? If you're a player that you know you'll go in there and just die, you'd be wasting 50 mil, so you'll give it to a player that can do the content, right? And they'll profit 50 million GP from this. This might be really good for some players, obviously, right? I mean, those numbers are kind of crazy. I'm assuming it'll be a lot less than that, but that's kind of like the initial idea, right? So I like that. So we're really excited to see you pushed to your limits by some of these, and can't wait to see the kinds of off-the-wall setups and techniques you come up with to sit Yama back down to his big throne. Even if you're not sure that contracts are for you, make sure to check out the Old School RuneScape category on Twitch or Kick once they've activated. It's bound to be some of the best streamed content this year. Okay. So I actually didn't take any time off work for the Yama update. Sometimes, depending on how nice the update is, like the league or something like that, I'll take like 1 or 2 days off of work just to check it out. But Yama hasn't been super interesting to me. I mean, it will be fun. I'll check it out, maybe make a couple videos about it. But I don't know. It's one of those things where, for me personally, if it's like similar difficulty to something like the Inferno, or I don't even know what the other one is, the Colosseum, right? I don't right now want to spend the time learning that. I'd rather do, Chambers of Xeric till I get a Twisted Bow, upgrade my gear from there type thing. So I'm hoping you can, do a couple of the waves and then eventually slowly get the armor and work your way to be better at it. And who knows, the duo aspect to it could be amazing. The Fire and Ice giant boss really surprised me. That was so much fun, and that came kind of out of nowhere. I didn't think that would be as much fun as it would, and I ended up camping it for like a month. So you never know. I'm excited to see what Yama is and how the contract system works and everything like that. But I don't think, anyways, that I'll be camping it. But you never know. We might end up doing so. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of Yama, and if you will be, camping the boss, or at least trying it. I also want to make another market video after the Yama drop to see all the price changes. Some of them have been crazy. For example, blood runes have been going up a lot. The scythe has went up a lot. Certain supplies for PVM like Ceridome and Brews, prayer potions, restorers, all that stuff has been going up, and as well as the Demon Bane weapons. A lot of the equipment like that has been going up, so it'll be cool to check out the market this month as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this video was a couple days late. I was really busy this weekend and I had some in real life stuff to do, so I didn't get a chance to check out the contracts yet. But yeah, they're pretty cool and exciting. I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya later.